Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Saturday check-in. It is September 14th, 2024, and thanks for hanging with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog. Then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. And check out my upcoming book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, scheduled for publication November 2024. And make sure you follow me on all of the social medias, links down below. So, how the hell are y'all? Well, I have been depressed and not really suicidal, but wanting to hurt myself. I don't know what the terminology for that is, but my depression has really kicked my ass, and it has been very triggering and trauma response. So y'all know that I've been having a hell of a time with my biological mom and all of her bullshit and everything that goes along with that. And so that has been like just really kind of kicking me in the stomach lately. And the 6th was my dad's birthday, or would have been my dad's birthday. So I've been kind of emotionally distraught over that and the fact that he's not with me. And there's some things that I need to ask him, and that I wish I had the ability to ask. But I think that's something that we all deal with in losing a loved one, or just losing someone in general. And I look at my biological mom, who is going to be 74 in a few days, who has smoked her entire life, who has done drugs her entire life, and wonder why she's still here and why he isn't. And that's probably a really fucked up, horrible thing to say or to even think, but it's true. Like, he cleaned up and got sober off of hardcore drugs when I was 13. He drank until I was about 23 to 25-ish, somewhere right in there. And the only drugs that he ever really did was smoke weed after he gave up heroin and everything else. But, here she is. She's been homeless multiple times. Up until 4 years ago, was living on the streets. And then for a year and a half, 2 years, lived on somebody's couch. Then was basically homeless for like another month or two. And then got into the place that she's in now, has no respect for the place, wants to move out so she can move other people into her house, and just constantly doing drugs, constantly partying, constantly just fucking up. And my dad, who was a hard worker and did everything he could to right his wrongs, is no longer with me. So, been dealing with a lot of that type of emotions also. I know it was just right now during the filming of this video that I put that into words. And I realize how fucked up it is. I realize how how whatever. So haven't talked to my biological mom for a few days, and I get a text message from her caseworker saying that she had to call the ambulance to come and get her because she went up to the apartment to check on her and found her laying on the floor, covered in her own filth. And she had no idea how she ended up on the floor. She thought she was laying in bed. And the social worker just called, or, she called me after she sent, and she was just like, this is what's going on. I had to call APS and tell them what was happening, and I'm going to have to call a biohazard crew to come in and clean up the house because of the excrement that was all over her bed, and just some of the general um, disarray to the house. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do with this information. Like, literally don't have a fucking clue. But, and it seems like the more I try to distance myself from her and everything going on with her, the more the universe is pulling me to her and putting me in the direct path of things. And I don't know if that is because I need to learn something from all of this. I don't know if that is because she's getting ready to pass and it's like the universe preparing me, like, this is your chance to have your last words with her. I don't know. And I've said this before in recent videos, but the Michael who is sitting before you right now is like done with her bullshit, with her drama, with her everything. That's not to say that I'm not going to have a breakdown moment, that I'm going to cry, that I'm not going to have depression around the fact that she's no longer with me, and that I will, for all intent and purpose, be an orphan at that point, even though, my stepmom, who I consider my mother, is still around. It's, my biological parents will no longer be with me. And that's some of the stuff that I am dealing with also. I'm having a little bit of an existential crisis in like the what the fuck of it all. And on top of that, I'm trying to continue moving forward in a positive manner, but in those quiet times, I am feeling like I want to hurt myself. I am feeling pissed off, angry, depressed, and every emotion in between. And I've never experienced the wanting to hurt yourself thing before. And before anyone like flags this video or, gets really worried, I'm not going to. I have enough foresense and understanding of my own mental health to tell you that I'm not going to do that. But, I've never been a cutter. I've never wanted to self harm before. And so I just don't have any idea where the hell that's coming from, except for I have so much external pain that's being forced on me that if I inflict it on myself, somehow it will make it all go away. And I know how stupid that sounds. And if you are somebody who self harms, you probably understand what I'm saying. But like I said, I've never had that thought or feeling before. And that's not something that I'm well versed in with my mental health training and the classes that I've taken. So I think that I'm going to be taking a class on that just so that I have that in my repertoire and I can better understand the signs and the allure of it. But I spent probably 2 hours today crying. And yesterday I spent about, I don't know, 3 hours crying. And the day before that, just feeling like a miserable piece of shit that didn't even want to be in my own skin. And having little to no pleasure or joy in doing anything. I had to force myself to go to the YMCA the other day. And that's unlike me. Usually that's the first thing I want to do is get up and go swim in the pool. Once I was there, I was somewhat happy for a little while because I just let the water kind of absorb all those negative emotions. And when I was under the water, swimming from one point to the other point, everything just kind of stopped and there was silence and there was just the beauty of moving through the water and the quiet and hearing the mud, just my heartbeat and everything. I wish I could be under the water longer. I just can't hold my breath that long. But I would love to be one of those people that could hold their breath for 5 or 10 minutes or longer and just be able to sit at the bottom of the pool and meditate for a few minutes while just being in complete silence and weightlessness. So, yeah, Thursday night, I was just done. I didn't want to cook dinner for myself. I didn't want to do shit for myself. So I ended up going to the bar and I had dinner at the bar and probably shouldn't have because it cost me $20 that I wasn't expecting to pay, but I just needed to get away from myself. And it was the escape that I needed, but it wasn't the peace that I wanted because I was really busy. There's a couple of ships in right now, and whenever the ships come in, the bar gets really freaking busy, and it was just not what I wanted, but it was what I needed. Yesterday I went walking around Goodwill for a little while and just kind of meandering through the day. I was supposed to meet up with my sister for lunch, but she got held up with a business meeting and didn't tell me that she was going to uh, not take lunch at her usual time. And it wasn't until almost 45 minutes later when I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going home. I'm tired of sitting around waiting. Um, which, I could have seriously done without going into town and wasting the gas or whatever. But I guess, it was a good thing because as soon as I got up in the morning, I did some quick cleaning and I took the garbage out, cleaned out the cat box, changed the litter and all that other stuff, and did things that I needed to do because Friday is my trash pickup day. So I got all that done like kind of quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I felt really good and accomplished. But yeah, there's just a lot going on right now. And I don't know if some of the feelings that I am having is me coming to the realization that I'm not as important to some people as I thought I was, or if that's the depression talking and like just everything associated with that. But I do know that I have a couple of really good friends, and I do know that I need to kind of hold off before I make any rash decisions to cut people out of my life. But I'm really at that point where if you're not going to make a point, if you're not going to make me a priority and I make you a priority in my life, then I we can't be friends. I can't constantly be the one putting 150% into a friendship if you're not even going to put in 1%. So there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. And I don't want to deal with the shit that's going on, but at the same time, you don't ever really get to choose what happens and when it happens and how it happens. You just gotta roll with the punches, I guess. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now is I'm just rolling with the punches. But some good things that have happened this week is I got a new printer, well, new to me anyways, and it does all kinds of amazing things that I didn't know that I wanted in a printer, but got it. It's the Epson 725, our Epson Artisan 725 Arctic Edition. And with this printer, I can print directly onto CDs, like make labels for them. CDs or DVDs. I can do the duplex printing that I've always wanted to do, where I can print on both sides of the paper. It came with a big, like a almost brand new thing of ink. The only thing that was missing out of this was black. So this thing right here though is like $100 and something at Walmart or on eBay or whatever. But I went on Amazon and was able to find like the generic version of this They're refill cartridges, and so I got all 6 cartridges that come in this one. For like $24. So that was pretty awesome. And that's how I always choose my printers also, is like, if I'm looking at a printer to get, I will look at how much the ink is on eBay, and also look at the generic of that ink. And if it's less than $30 for all of the ink that I could possibly need for it, then I'll buy that printer. Well, this printer was given to me because the guy couldn't get it to work with his Mac and just upgraded the printer. And now I got it and I love it. I have it all set up to do wireless printing. I haven't hooked it up to my Mac yet. So that's something I still got to do. But yeah. And then I was also given a whole bunch of free throw pillows from Ethan Allen. And I was really excited about that because I've been needing and wanting new throw pillows. And 2 of the throw pillows that I got were super big fluffy pillows. So I used those to replace the cushions in my big armchair. And it is so much more plush, so much more comfortable. Makes it nice to sit there and be able to watch TV and just be in comfort. So, there has been some good things that have happened this week. It hasn't all been just bullshit. But anyways, today is very busy. I am going to be meeting up with my sister here in a little bit, and we are going to go do my grocery shopping. But prior to me doing my grocery shopping, I have to drop my car off over at a friend's house to get it worked on. And he is going to change the spark plugs, the wires, and the ignition cap for me, and reset the computer error code, or the car's error code. And hopefully, I am praying to every god that has ever had a name or has ever been worshipped by any creature that has ever lived and worshipped or thought of something in a higher power capacity, that fixes my car and that I don't need to have more done to it or with it. I'm sitting at just over 133,000 miles, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will last me another 100 or 200,000 miles. It's a Subaru Forester, and Subarus usually last forever. And I try to take really good care of it. I'm constantly getting it oil changes and making sure that all the fluids are topped up and topped off and everything else. In a week or 2, I'm going to have the tires rotated because we're going to be going into winter, and I haven't had the tires rotated in about a year and a half now, and it's just time for me to get those tires rotated, and because I don't want to have to buy a new set of tires anytime soon. But yeah, so that's what's been going on, and that's it for right now. Nothing really new going on with the book either. I started messing around with Amazon KDP and getting everything situated and ready to upload to that. And yeah, just just eager to pull the trigger on that and finally get the book out into the world and be able to share it with everyone. I wrote a little bit more into it today in the thank you section of the book, and I still have a lot of people to add to the thank you section of the book. and it was getting really emotional for me at that point, and I had to stop because I because it was just getting too emotional. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because it's almost 30 minutes into the video now, and I gotta get going. And I'm sure you have things that you want to do with your Saturday. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. Like I said, check me out on all the socials. You'll find the links down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.